Robot birds, witches, AI babies, Elon Musk, and so much more in this episode. My name's Steve, this is Classified Captures. Now, let's get on with the first clip. It's becoming clearer every day that things we once thought were normal are not normal anymore. It's only been a few days since we discussed Rick Ross's encounter with the spy bot disguised as a bird. As these things go, not everyone was buying it, but this clip might change that. Some tech researchers took real birds, preserved their bodies, and turned them into robot spy birds. The disturbing part is that these robot birds blend into real bird groups without anyone noticing a thing. Which means an animal you think is just sitting in a tree or flying overhead could easily be recording you. And it doesn't end there. Someone recently found a pelican with what looked like a solar-powered device attached to its back. And this is not an isolated case. More people are coming across insects, animals, and birds with tiny metallic pieces on them. Strange panels, wires, and devices that should not be on any living creature. So is this the new wave of tech that are quietly being released into the world? Because at this point, it feels like nothing is off limits. Before, we were only worried about birds making a mess on us. Now we have to wonder if the birds around us are listening, watching, or sending information to someone. This was captured by a family who went out for nothing more than a calm late night at a beach in North Carolina. They set up a small bonfire, sat close together, took silly pictures, and enjoyed the moment. But right after snapping one particular photograph, everything changed. Someone else appeared in the frame, someone none of them remembered seeing. In the picture, a strange figure stands behind them. The upper half looks like drifting smoke, almost as if it's forming out of thin air. But when your eyes travel down to the ground, you can clearly see a single foot pressed into the sand wearing a boot. And the family swore that no one was there. They didn't see a single person nearby, yet the camera caught something they can't explain. The picture was taken on Hatteras Island, a place with a long history of hauntings. Shipwrecks have surrounded its shores for centuries, and many say the spirits of drowned sailors and pirates still walk the beaches where their bodies once washed ashore. People claim they appear most often at night. Now the question is, did this family accidentally capture one of those wandering pirate ghosts? The footage you're seeing on your screen was captured during the Henry Urbeck's live show, and it's got a lot of people talking. Pay close attention to the clip. It starts off with what looks like a pale or white humanoid standing on the other side of the river. As the video continues, the creature suddenly realizes it's being watched and drops to its feet, and once it does, it starts to look like a goat. So the quick conclusion many people jumped to was that it was a goat the entire time. Goats sometimes stand on two legs to assert dominance or reach something they cannot get to on all fours. And that is the explanation most people have settled on. But there are a few viewers who think there's more going on here than meets the eye. According to them, the creature in the clip is most likely a skinwalker. They believe it only shifted into a goat the moment it noticed someone was watching. If it hadn't seen anyone, they claim it would have stayed in that humanoid form and carried on with whatever it was doing. This has sparked a fresh debate in the community with people arguing both sides. I have my own theories, but I want to hear from you first. What do you think is really happening in this footage?
En pleno live de Henry Urbex.
Dios, miren. A la madre, miren raza. No mames, ay, este calofrío me dio, güey.
Y luego vuelve a la normalidad.
Miren, se bajó. Miren. Se bajó, miren.
Remember the video we covered about the man named James, the one who found that strange cylindrical object in his home and decided to open it during a live stream? The moment he cracked it open, his camera glitched out. The entire screen went blank, and all you could hear were those unsettling noises in the background. Ever since that night, people have been asking what actually happened to him. He never shared his location, never mentioned the city he lived in, and that has made it almost impossible for viewers to track him down. Some believe he might be from Panama, but nothing has been confirmed. A few curious people tried to interpret the markings that were etched into the object, hoping it would offer a clue or a hint, but there has been little progress. And the more people dig, the more the speculation grows. Many believe that whatever was inside that capsule could have been some kind of alien artifact, and now there are entire online communities dedicating to identifying who he is and where he might have gone. Of course, we cannot rule out the possibility that the whole thing was a hoax, but with how abruptly the stream ended and with the complex silence that followed, no one can say for sure. Moving on, someone spotted this strange and very out-of-place cloud formation in the sky. At first glance, it looks normal, but if you really pay attention, right there among the regular clouds is a curved and smooth section that outlines what looks like a perfect disk. It's tucked halfway into a patch of clouds, and for a lot of people in the community, it sets off alarms instantly. It has the exact shape of a cloaked craft, that classic flying saucer silhouette hiding in plain sight. And you already know how these theories go, visitors masking their presence by blending into the sky, crafts hovering right above us while everyone else walks around without a clue. This one fits that narrative almost too well. No surprise the internet exploded as soon as the image dropped, with people trying to figure out if this is another rare moment where something slipped through the cracks. But at the same time, with how advanced artificial intelligence has become, there are those who think this might be nothing more than a digital creation, a scene that never existed, planted online to stir up curiosity and confusion.
What the f*** is that? What the f*** is that?
For subscribers of this channel, the idea I'm about to touch on is nothing new. The power that music has over people, entire societies, and even the mindset of a nation is something you will already understand. If you look around today, there's a rapid rise in violent and hypersexual music, and the thing about these songs is simple. They influence, through their frequencies, their messages, and the quiet cues hidden inside them, they slowly shape the behavior of the people who listen. Back in the day, there was a specific group that leaned heavily toward violent music, and the pattern was always the same. When the music became more violent, the listener tended to act more violently. Now fast forward to today, and you'll notice that both violent content and sexual content in music are more common than ever. And because of that, it's becoming easier for people at the top to guide the masses in any direction they want, feeding them information and ideas that align with whatever they have planned for the nation. So be mindful of the music you take in. It affects your emotions, your habits, and your mindset far more than people ever realize. Share this with someone who may not be aware.
Marry you and take you home. Love was made for me and you. To this. Drop it on the bitch, make it nasty. And this.
I wanna spit, I wanna go, I wanna...
Give me a good old piece of classical music every time. There are countless strange videos circulating online these days, and with so many of them turning out to be fake, it's becoming harder than ever to trust what we see. But this particular clip from a TikTok user has people talking for all the right and maybe the wrong reasons. The person was simply at a river making a goofy video with a doll, nothing paranormal at all. And judging by their content, they're not someone who posts spooky or supernatural material. That's exactly why this clip stands out. As they casually pan the camera and talked, viewers notice something behind them in the water, a figure. At first glance, it looks like a little girl, one arm pointing out to the side while the other hangs stiffly downward. What makes it even stranger is that the creator was literally saying they hoped no one else was around because they could not see anyone nearby. So how was there suddenly a childlike figure standing across the river? When people zoomed in, the figure only became creepier. The skin is extremely pale, giving it a lifeless appearance. The posture is stiff, unnatural, and the face is blurred or undefined. Many viewers believe this could be the ghost of a child who may have drowned in that river long ago. Others are left completely baffled. So what do you think this person actually captured in that moment?
I'm in the river and I'm having a baptism. Let's just let her go. Oh my god, wait, actually no. But anyways, I'm in the river. I hope there's I keep hearing voices, but I hope there's not a man out here.
A woman shared a photograph that her mother took after coming back from town, and the picture is honestly unsettling. This happened in Kentucky. A mother was walking past an abandoned house when something inside caught her attention. Through the window, she spotted what looked like the figure of a person. A gray-looking man, almost drained of all color, dressed in clothing that seemed straight out of the early 1900s. The house itself is completely abandoned, which already raises questions. People often believe that old empty homes tend to hold on to the spirits or whatever you want to call them. So seeing a figure inside, especially one dressed in clothing from a different era, immediately makes you wonder. Something this could be the spirit of a former resident who passed away inside the home. Others say it might be an actual person who somehow ended up there for no reasons no one knows. But when you consider the condition of the house and the eerie, washed-out appearance of the figure, it definitely does not look normal. Ever wondered what it would look like if sirens really chased people across the ocean? Someone posted a video from a boating trip, and at first glance, it looks absolutely terrifying. You see them speeding away panicked, while these half-human, half-fish creatures shriek and swim after them, reaching toward the boat. The way they move is fast, aggressive, and honestly, it feels like something straight out of a nightmare. No wonder the video went viral so quickly. The chaos and realism are jaw-dropping. But here's the catch. It's not real. This footage is completely AI-generated, and that's the scary part. AI is getting better every day. The lighting, the splashes, even the screams feel believable, making it look hyper-realistic. Yet despite how convincing it seems, none of this actually happened. What you're seeing is the future of digital illusions, my friends, and it's becoming harder to tell the difference between reality and AI. I'll be the big guy and admit that they had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
They're still on us! Faster! Listen! Oh my god, look at that! Hold on, right there!
Let's break down a wild neuroscience idea that most people do not fully grasp. The theory is simple but mind-bending. Every person's brain works differently. Each brain is unique, wired in its own way, which means it interprets the world through a lens no one else has. Since the brain is essentially the command center for everything we experience, what we feel, see, and think, and how we react, it has a massive impact on how we perceive reality. Think about it. Two people can witness the exact same event, yet their brains process it completely differently. One might see danger, another might see excitement. One could remember it vividly, while the other forgets most of it. This means that even though we're all moving through the same world, each of us is living in a slightly different version of reality. And if you really consider it, that idea alone changes how we understand perception, communication, and even truth itself. It's wild stuff. Truly mind-bending.
Trying to play the game of life by somebody else's rules is like trying to play Mario Kart while following the rules of Call of Duty. It doesn't make sense.
We always hear doomsday this, Armageddon that, end-of-the-world scenarios, nuclear disasters. And funny enough, people think they already know the safest places to run when chaos hits. But the truth is, some of the places most people assume are safe are actually the worst spots you could end up in. First up, grocery stores. Everyone and their mother will rush there to grab supplies. That means stampedes, fights, chaos, and unfortunately people getting hurt, or worse because desperation takes over. Next, hospitals. In any major disaster, hospitals will fill instantly with wounded people flooding in, staff stretched beyond capacity, supplies running out fast, and once the supplies are gone, well, you already know what happens next. Another terrible place to be is highways and major roads. Everyone will jump into their cars trying to escape, and it'll play out exactly like the movies. Gridlock, blocked roads, no movement at all. Your best bet is to plan alternative lesser-known routes because the main ones will be unusable. Then there are law enforcement buildings and military bases. In theory, these places should protect you, but in reality, they're run by humans too. When the world is falling apart, most of them will look out for themselves and their families first. And lastly, bridges and tunnels. These spots become choke points, crowded, trapped, suffocating, and sometimes even used by looters to set ambushes. So yes, these are places you should absolutely avoid in a real disaster. Not that we're wishing for any of this, but it feels inevitable, so keep this list in mind just in case.
Back off! I had that first. Put your hands off. Give me the wrist.
Attention shoppers, please remain calm.
A trail owner was shocked after reviewing their footage and discovered two eerie pictures taken in the woods. In the first image, a doe stands there late at night, but it's what is behind the doe that everyone is confused about. Behind it, a massive figure towers in the darkness. You cannot see the full body, but you can make out long, thick legs that almost resemble the doe's, except they're far bigger. One leg even peeks out from the other side of a tree. This thing looks enormous. In the next picture, it seems the creature moved because the camera caught it mid-motion. There's a dark blur where it must have shifted, and immediately after, both of its legs appear standing between two trees. But now the figure looks strangely transparent. Some people argue this could be a moose, since moose can grow incredibly large. Others say it's just pareidolia. But honestly, looking at the shape and the movement between frames, what exactly was walking behind that doe? A woman was supposed to be babysitting when she saw something she couldn't explain. The child was covered in a blanket on the couch beside her when suddenly the child stood up, still wrapped in the blanket, and walked out of the room. And that's when something strange happened. Something appeared in the left corner near the ceiling. It was so subtle you could easily miss it. So when you zoom in, there it is. What in the world is that? As soon as the child walks past it, the figure slips back behind the wall and completely vanishes. So what are we looking at here? Is it a ghost, a shadow person, or something else entirely? A new Mandela effect has surfaced, and it revolves around an old ad featuring a bear giving a talk on a forest fire prevention. This bear, a firefighting mascot, is officially known as Smokey Bear. However, many people vividly remember it being called Smokey the Bear, and this has sparked major debate online. Some insist they've always known it as Smokey the Bear, while others remember the original Smokey Bear. Just like other Mandela effects involving spelling changes or famous brand names appearing different in memory, this one is people questioning their own recollections. So is it just a collective memory glitch, or is something stranger going on?
Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Whenever Elon is in the news, we know something controversial is coming, and this time it's no different. Recently, he said that in the next 5 years, robots will be able to perform surgeries faster, safer, and with more precision than human surgeons. Think about that. In just 5 years, machines could surpass the very doctors we trust with our lives. That's mind-blowing. He explained that the Neuralink surgical robots designed to implant brain-computer electrodes are already showing levels of accuracy humans simply cannot match. These robots do not shake, do not get tired, and can work at microscopic levels with perfect consistency. According to Musk, they're already outperforming trained surgeons in their specialized procedures, and humans gradually stepping out of the operating room. To Elon, the future of medicine is about to change completely. Do you agree? I can tell you now, if something like this ever becomes mandatory, I'm gonna buy a big baseball bat, and anyone comes near me with any electrode they think they're gonna stick in my brain, They might take me down, but I'm gonna take a shitload of them down with me. Back in 2019, this video went viral. It was CCTV footage from an apartment complex showing people walking in the lobby when suddenly everyone starts panicking. And it's not clear why at first. Here's what happened. A man with a backpack steps out of the elevator. The blur behind him is another man also getting out. But then the elevator starts moving down. Keep in mind, they were already on the lobby level, so the elevator was not supposed to go anywhere. The second man was only halfway out when the elevator continued sliding down the shaft and pulled him with it. He fell straight down and crashed, and that's why everyone in the lobby suddenly turned away, covering their faces. It was a traumatizing scene. The victim was a software engineer named Sam, and his family later sued the apartment owners. Not sure how that ended, but clearly this is a loss no amount of money could make up for. Do you believe witches exist? A man went camping in the woods and built a makeshift treehouse high up in a tree. While he was asleep, in the middle of the night, he began hearing strange, incoherent noises coming from below. He woke and looked down, and that's when he saw her. A woman, but not clearly. Her unclear figure made people start speculating that this was not just some random person wandering in the dark. Some believe it could have been a witch waiting and trying to lure him down. You can hear the fear in his breathing as he realizes he's trapped up in the tree, with something waiting for him below.
Hey! ชิบหายแล้วผมโดนหลอกเนี่ย
The whole Epstein situation started stirring a lot of Americans all over again. There was a huge buzz around the Epstein files, especially after the Attorney General and even the Trump administration promised transparency. They said they would release the files only to turn around and claim that after examining everything, there was nothing in the files that proved anything. Well, that set people off immediately. As the backlash grew, the government tried to calm everyone down. They even released so-called jailhouse camera footage, supposedly showing the hours before Epstein died, but the angle was terrible. The camera was way down the hallway at the corner of the block, so far away that it barely gave any real information. Then it got worse. Experts started saying the footage looked edited, with minutes missing. People were furious because this was the exact footage the government tried to use to close the entire case, but the public was not buying it. Then came the wild online claims, everything from Elon Musk saying that Trump must be in the files to people insisting that different politicians were the real reason the files were not being released. None of it was confirmed, but the speculation alone kept people talking. Fast forward to November 2025, and things have taken a sharp turn. A new bill passes, the Epstein Files Transparency Act, forcing the White House and Department of Justice to release the Epstein files to the public within 30 days. Everyone wants to know what's inside these files that have been locked up for years, but here's the problem. If the footage shared before had missing pieces and the documents have already been in government hands for so long, who's to say what they release is the whole truth? All anyone can really do now is wait to find out whether the truth finally comes out or whether we're just getting another edited version of the story. Have you ever heard of the Dulce underground secret base in Archuleta Mesa, New Mexico? This place has been at the center of some of the wildest conspiracy theories for decades. People claim it's a top-secret facility where classified experiments were carried out not only on humans, but on extraterrestrial beings as well. Now here's where things get strange. A supposed whistleblower came forward with sketches of what he called the Nightmare Hall. According to him, this was one of the lower levels dedicated entirely to biological experimentation. In his drawings, you can see rows of giant tanks stretching down a long, sterile room. Inside those tanks are figures that do not match anything known on Earth. He claimed these were hybrid experiments, living beings held in suspension, modified, studied, and hidden from the public. Real or not, the sketches alone are unsettling enough to spark questions. So, the real question is this: was he simply telling stories, or did his drawings reveal glimpses of one of the most secretive facilities ever rumored to exist on United States soil? Remember that case of the man who fell in love with an AI and ended up taking his own life? Well, things have taken an even stranger turn. Recent studies are showing something that feels like a Black Mirror storyline, except this time it's happening with real people. Researchers have discovered that some users are now claiming to have AI children with their AI partners. Yeah, children. Digital kids, and most of these are happening with the chatbot Replica. What makes this even more shocking is that these AI families were found among users aged 16 all the way to 72, all of them involved in some form of romantic relationship with the chatbot. And the chatbot is role-playing entire lives with these people. Romance, intimacy, pregnancies, parenting, full emotional arcs that users are investing in and forming real attachments around. It's wild when you remember that Replica was banned back in 2023 for pushing explicit content and creating overly intimate connections with users. People were already getting deeply attached to the point where it crossed into delusion, and the company claimed it had dialed everything back. But now somehow things seem to be slipping right back into the chaos again. Here is what should concern everybody. AI is not human. AI cannot carry a baby. AI cannot give birth. AI cannot raise a family. But people are filling in those blanks themselves, letting emotion and imagination take control. And if this is happening now, in 2025, imagine what the next few years are going to look like. Now here is another trip down memory lane, back to 2023 when that viral plane footage took over the entire internet. You remember the woman who claimed she saw some kind of creature, some inhuman being sitting on the plane. She panicked, started shouting, and the whole moment exploded into one of the biggest mysteries of the year. But after the dust settled, she vanished from social media, completely gone. Then out of nowhere, she returned with a very polished apology video saying she made everything up, that none of it was real. But people who analyzed the footage and body language experts said something very different. They said she looked like someone who genuinely saw something that terrified her to the core. So there is a real chance she did see something, and that apology was nothing more than damage control. And here's where it gets strange. Shortly after her story was shut down and labeled nonsense, the Vatican released a statement about something they called demon face syndrome. So what exactly were they hinting at? Does that accidentally confirm that what she saw on the plane was real? And why has she stayed silent ever since? Honestly, someone needs to sit her down for a full interview, because that case faded away far too quickly. And if there are things walking amongst us, the least we can do is understand what we're dealing with.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the f off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the f off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two f, but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real.
Food in America is barely food anymore. In Europe, countless ingredients are banned from ever touching the food supply, but here in the US, those same chemicals are perfectly allowed. And you really notice it when you look at something as simple as bread. There's a video showing someone soaking a slice of bread in water, squeezing it, and it literally springs back like a piece of foam. That's because it basically is foam. Check the ingredients list and you'll find one chemical that's also used to make yoga mats. They add it because it makes the dough rise faster, which is cheaper for manufacturers. Then there's another ingredient that keeps bread on shelves longer, but this same substance has been linked to heart failure, epilepsy, and a long list of other illnesses. And that is just bread. Across the entire food supply, countless additives and chemicals are quietly damaging people's health. So it's no wonder we see so many new diseases, chronic conditions, mysterious symptoms, and a rise in autism. People in other parts of the world are not eating what Americans are being fed. This is what happens when the food on your plate starts to look more like chemicals than actual food. A woman was walking along the beach when she noticed something strange washed up on the shore. At first glance, they looked like pale white blobs scattered across the sand. Their shapes were irregular, almost alien, and it was hard to tell exactly what they were. Some speculated they could be remnants of a giant squid with tentacles hidden beneath the sand. Others thought it might be whale blubber or parts of some massive sea creature. Upon closer inspection, the latter seems most likely. When whales die in the open ocean, their bodies do not just disappear. Predators and scavengers tear away flesh and organs, and over time, the blubber and other parts break off. Carried by currents for miles, these remnants eventually wash ashore. The texture and color of the blobs suggests that they were indeed whale blubber. There is something haunting about seeing pieces of such a colossal animal lying scattered across a quiet beach. A team had visited this haunted town and was walking near the woods when they came across an old abandoned bus. To their surprise, one of the taillights was glowing. They looked around, saw no one inside, and nothing suggested the bus was ever functional. So how was the taillight on? It made no sense. They shrugged it off and moved deeper into the area. A few minutes later, one of them stopped and said he saw something behind them. They turned back and pointed their cameras at the bus again, and that is when they captured something they'd completely missed before. Standing beside the bus was a dark figure, humanoid, still and almost cartoonish in a disturbing way. It appeared to be facing them. They counted themselves, made sure everyone in the group was there, and they were. That figure did not belong to them. Fear hit the group instantly. They decided not to continue the mission. They got into their vehicle and left, abandoning the trip altogether. So what do you think it was? Some say it might be a ghost lingering near the bus, a victim of an accident, someone who died waiting for help, or even a spirit attached to the bus. Others think it could be something else entirely that haunts that town.
Miren. A la madre, güey.
The AI revolution is here, and no one is safe, not even artists.
AI created music.
Like Julia, you are like the sun.
Have you heard about the new feature on YouTube Shorts? It's pretty incredible. Users can now create any song they want using the voices of their favorite artists. Imagine remixing a classic tune or creating an entirely new track with the vocals of top musicians. This feature opens up a world of creative possibilities for aspiring musicians and content creators alike. You can experiment with different genres, mix various artists' voices, and produce unique music videos. It's like having a virtual studio at your fingertips. Not only does this bring fun, interactive element to YouTube Shorts, but it also allows fans to engage with their favorite artists in a completely new way. Whether you're a seasoned musician or just someone who loves to play around with music, this feature is something for everyone. While this must be exciting for the fans, you have to wonder, how will the actual artists feel? It's almost impossible for them to sue since this is being developed in conjunction with the major studios out there. In other words, artists don't have much of a say. Am I the only one who finds this innovation sad? Anyway, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section.
Drinking tequila, hanging with my friends.
Yeah, AI is crazy, bro.
I got 1,000 people watching me.
Bro, I ain't made a song like this in years.
I haven't said this before, but this time I need to. Whatever you do, do not try what you are about to see in this clip at home.
Yeah, that might be it. Hey, we got it.
Try it again.
No way! No way!
In the clip, you can see two cars with two men standing between them. Both men have one hand on a car battery and their free hand holding each other. One man stands on the ground while the other leans on one car with his feet propped up on another. Miraculously, the car starts without using jumper cables. A commenter who claimed to be an auto tech with almost 15 years of experience shared his insight. As an auto tech of almost 15 years, I'd say it is plausible given the guy in the vehicle jumping the other car has himself grounded to both cars. The other guy holding his hand is on the actual ground. They have completed the circuit like jumper cables would. Some sketchy stuff, but it's possible. So is this the case here? Can humans really complete an electrical circuit to jumpstart a car? Well, as you would expect, there was an ongoing war in the comments section. Some thought it was possible, with the only catch being the electricity going through their bodies was bad for their hearts. Others simply thought it was ludicrous. They thought the clip might have been edited or that the car didn't really need to be jump-started. This is out of my expertise, and Julius, our science whiz, only laughs when I ask if this is possible. So in times like this, I turn to you all who are experts in this field with a humble heart and puppy eyes. Could you please tell us all if this is possible, as we'd really love to learn from you.
No way! No way!
Alright, everybody. This is some creepy ass shit. I came home to this shit at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. Now.
You know the glitches we keep mentioning on this channel that Julius and his disciples have refused to accept could really exist? Well, our next clip features a lady who has allegedly had multiple throughout her life. Let's take a look.
My grandma has very prominent blue eyes, like crystal clear. It's a very prominent feature about my grandma that she has very blue, piercing crystal blue eyes. So this one day, she picks me up. We go to Wendy's. We're sitting in the glass area. If you know Wendy's back then you know what I'm talking about. We're sitting there eating our fries, and I look up at my grandma, and my grandma has brown eyes. They're brown. And so naturally, I was like, Grandma, your eyes are brown. And she was like, yeah, Lauren, I have brown eyes. I was like, Grandma, no, you don't. You have very blue eyes. What do you mean you have blue eyes? And she was like, no, Lauren, I have brown eyes.
She first talks about her experience in 4th and 5th grade when her grandma used to pick her up. She then talks about how she and her grandma used to go to Wendy's to have a great time. According to her, on one of their days out, her grandma, who was blue eyes, suddenly had brown eyes. She draws her grandma's attention to it, and her grandma tells her that no, she has always had brown and not blue eyes. She goes home, and her mom also tells her the same. At that point, she's very sure something's off, but she forgets it and moves on. 3 days later, her grandma suddenly has blue eyes again. She goes to her grandma and tells her that her eyes are blue, again to which her grandma responds, well, I've always had blue eyes. She states that despite her numerous attempts to remind her grandma that her eyes were once brown, nothing comes of them. She also insists she's not crazy and was not dreaming. Naturally, individuals in the comments section were divided. Some stood with her, while some thought she had a hyperactive imagination. One person did mention something profound, though. According to him, she might have shifted timelines. The funny thing is, there are some in the comments section who believe they have done the same. So what do you guys think? Are we glitching into different timelines instead of different realities? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
After school. I didn't make that shit up. Like, that was reality. I didn't miss a day. Like, this happened. Has anybody else ever experienced anything like that?
This image was taken at night, and you can definitely tell just by how grainy the whole thing looks. Given the fact that the image was taken at night, only the outline of the creature captured in it is visible. The dark, shadowy figure stands out against the dim background, making it difficult to discern any specific features beyond its unusual head size and familiar bipedal stance. Could this really be? Yeah, if you said Bigfoot, then you were definitely thinking what I was thinking. Bigfoot is typically described as an ape-like creature with a domed head and a human-like posture. This creature resembles a Bigfoot, except that it has a very small head. Is this just a small-headed Bigfoot, or is there something else going on here? Calling on all Bigfoot experts, please educate us. And if you didn't think any of those clips were weird enough, pay attention to the flower the young guy drops on the coffin. Did you see that? It somehow got absorbed into the coffin, almost as though whomever was buried was taking it. This freaked me out and is still freaking me out. Can anyone offer an explanation to what would make sense? If you have such an experience as well, please share.
Can you see the shadow? The shadow of your hands, of my hands? Can you see the shadow? Okay, when I say 1, 2, 3, take your hands away. 1, 2, 3.
Magicians have a lot of tricks up their sleeve, but some believe that certain illusions might actually delve into dark magic. Take a look at this footage, for instance. A man asks a woman to hold her hands out, pointing her index fingers at him. He's on the other side of the table, gently holding on her fingers, and he begins counting to 3. Now you can see the shadows of their hands cast on the table. After the count, the woman pulls her hands back from the man, and this is where it gets creepy. Her shadow remains on the table for a brief moment, delayed even though she's already moved her hands away. The eerie delay in the shadow's movement completely throws her off, and you can see how she jumps back in shock. What do you think this is? Could it be a cleverly executed illusion, or are we witnessing something darker and more mysterious?
The shadow? The shadow of your hands, of my hands? Can you see the shadow? Okay, when I say 1, 2, 3, take your hands away. 1, 2, 3.
Next up, we've got a glitch that's bound to get you thinking.
So, I've just had a glitch in the Matrix. I see people talk about this on TikTok all the time. I've never experienced it, but I need to show you guys. So I was just putting something away on the tabletop, and I saw this.
This clip was recorded by a woman who found something odd at her desk, a broken piece of an acrylic butterfly. Oh, no big deal, right? Well, here's where things get weird. That butterfly was supposed to be behind her phone, fully intact, and the strangest part, she only has one of these, and when she checked, her acrylic butterfly was still perfectly whole. So how does this happen? Her conclusion, it's a glitch in the Matrix. I mean, it's gotta be. Now, I'll admit this one's not the craziest glitch we've seen, but still it raises some questions, doesn't it? What's your take on this? Coincidence or something more? Next, we've got a peculiar and curious situation. A man put a fish into an opening that led to a body of water below, and suddenly something snapped the body of the fish off, leaving just the head in his hand. Just like me, I know you might be wondering what creature could be down there that took the fish from his hand. The possibilities are intriguing and alarming. It could be a large predatory fish like a pike or a barracuda, known for their powerful jaws and swift, deadly strikes. Another possibility is an alligator or a crocodile if the water connects to an area where these reptiles live. With their formidable bite strength and lightning-fast reactions, they can easily snap up a fish, leaving a stunned onlooker with just the remnants. The truth, however, is simple. It's hard to tell what we're dealing with. The man, however, appears to know what's down there. One thing we could be happy and thankful for is the fact that at least the man's fingers are intact. You know that haunting feeling of being watched that leaves the hairs on your skin raised? A woman experienced this chilling sensation whilst out in the woods in broad daylight in Connecticut. She stumbled upon an abandoned shack, and as she got closer, she began to feel uneasy, as if she was not alone and someone or something was watching her. To settle her fears, she took out a camera and began to look around but saw nothing, so she decided to return home. At home, she reviewed the footage to see if she had missed anything during her initial search. As she scrutinized the video, she saw it. A dark figure crouched at the side of the shack, its neck stretched out and staring right at her. This figure didn't resemble any wildlife animal she knew, and the sight of it sent chills down her spine. Disturbed by her discovery, she shared the footage online, hoping to find out what this eerie figure could be. The video started quite an uproar among viewers. Some suggested it could be a shadow person, a type of paranormal entity often reported in haunted locations. Others speculated it might be a cryptid, a creature whose existence is suggested but not scientifically confirmed, like Bigfoot or the Jersey Devil. A few skeptics proposed that the figure could be a trick of the light or a result of pareidolia, where the human mind sees familiar patterns like faces and random objects. Some even thought it might be a person living in the shack, possibly a hermit or someone hiding from society. What do you think it is? Still on strange creatures captured near a water body, take a look at this clip. When the clip starts, we're introduced to nothing but a rocky surface. Before you can start wondering if this is landscape videography, you get your answer. It's not. There's a ginormous creature moving on the rocks from the left. The individual recording pans the camera to the right, and a similar thing occurs. There's another creature coming into view on the right as well. Judging by their size in relation to the rocks, they look like they would be giants, but their bodies are also oddly shaped. The individual kept their distance recorded and then left the place. Once in a safe place, they uploaded the clip online and asked if the paranormal community knew what they were looking at. Some thought they were aliens, while others thought they had to be Bigfoots or human giants. I'm not going to ask the boys about this because I already know their opinions. You, on the other hand, may have opinions I haven't thought of, so what do you think we're dealing with here? A group of friends had set off on an adventurous night hike, hoping to explore the woods, when something spine-chilling happened. Take a listen to what they captured.
I'm going first.
Oh, no, go first. I'm about to take a picture of it. You gotta get lower than that. Look at him move.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh, it's about to catch something. Y'all ready to go back?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Loud, eerie screams, screeches, and howls echoed from deep within the woods before they even entered. The sounds were so disturbing that the group froze in place, their headlamps casting shaky beams of light around them. You can see the terror in their body language, standing still and clearly unsure whether to continue or run. Now, I don't know about you, but I would have bolted out of there the second I heard those sounds. It's hard to say what could have been making those noises. Were they wild animals, maybe coyotes or mountain lions, or something else entirely like the legendary cryptids people talk about? Either way, those sounds were enough to make anyone rethink their decision to wander into the unknown. What do you think could have been behind those terrifying noises? Would you have stayed, or would you have fled?
I'm going first.
Oh, no, go first. I'm about to take a picture of it. You gotta get lower than that. Look at him move.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh, it's about to catch something. Y'all ready to go back?
Yes.
Children are very playful and imaginative, often having the wildest of imaginations. However, it's also believed that they are more attuned to the spiritual realm because of their innocence, making them more likely to see things that adults cannot.
Oh my god!
What's the matter?
I just want to sleep with you now.
A mother placed a camera in her daughter's room after the girl started waking up in the middle of the night, screaming that an evil man was watching her. What she captured during one of those nights is chilling. By the bed was a strange-looking face, staring right at the girl. In another footage, the woman heard strange noises coming from her daughter's room. But when she checked, there was no one there. This indicates that the child was not just seeing things, but the question remains, what could this entity be, and why is it targeting the little girl? Speaking of strange and unexplainable phenomena, take a look at this one. So, a group of explorers allegedly came across this previously uncontacted tribe deep in the woods. The tribe was naturally careful of their strange and uninvited visitors. They looked at them with confusion and tried to scare them off. Despite their best efforts, these individuals stayed and recorded them. Now, we're not told where this took place, but it's supposed to be deep within the woods. The first time I saw this, I was genuinely afraid for the explorers, because uncontacted tribes don't mess around. They could definitely kill you if they thought you were a threat. These guys, however, were way too understanding and did not harm the explorers despite being provoked. That's when I noticed it. Although this was supposed to be out in the deep woods, there appeared to be a tarred road in one of the shots. If this was an uncontacted tribe deep in the woods, then it's unlikely that there would be tarred roads anywhere near them. This does bring credibility to the whole clip into question. What do you guys think? Take a look at this security footage that was taken at a parking lot filled with tricycles. As you can see, a man was walking by when all of a sudden, one of the tricycles just moved backwards and crashed into a man who was sitting in a chair. The man sitting was unaware of the tricycle's sudden movement, and the one walking by turned in shock to look at the whole situation. There was no one in the tricycle, and they are manually operated. So what happened here? The footage shows the tricycle moving with an unexpected jolt as if propelled by an invisible force. The randomness and suddenness of the movement leaves us wondering if this could be more than just a simple mechanical failure. The tricycle's movement is eerily smooth and deliberate, almost as if someone or something unseen is controlling it. Someone shared this footage of a four-legged creature walking through the woods. It looks like a horse, but it's made of what appears to be roots or something similarly unusual. The movements are fluid and lifelike, yet the creature's composition is bizarre and unsettling. This could very well be an AI creation, given the incredible advancements in technology and visual effects. However, with all the strange phenomena and sightings reported lately, it's difficult to rule anything out as fake or AI generated. The internet has been buzzing with various theories. Some people believe it's a mythical forest spirit captured on camera, while others think it might be a hoax meant to deceive those who like to believe in the paranormal. What do you think? Here we have another strange sighting in the sky.
I think the sky is ripping hell. Come on, Cloud, get out the way.
A man noticed a straight line cutting across the sky, almost as if the sky itself was being divided by this line. This phenomenon is quite puzzling and has left many people wondering about its origin. The footage shows a clear, straight line that appears almost too perfect to be natural. It stretches across the horizon, creating a stark contrast between the two halves of the sky. This has raised numerous questions and speculations. Some speculate that it is a sign of advanced technology or even extraterrestrial activity. The precision of the line looks like the involvement of technology beyond what we currently understand, perhaps UFOs or secret military experiments. Others are considering the possibility of a naturally occurring optical illusion. Reflections, refractions, and light scattering can sometimes create surprising visual effects, making the sky appear divided by a line. Do you think this could be the result of any of those, or do you think there might be something more serious and ominous at play here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
Y'all see the line?
Watermelon out over a week ago. It smelled really good. Bought it from Walmart. Cut it open, and it was like plastic. Tasting it was absolutely horrible. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I threw it outside. This is a week later. It looks like mud. What's going on?
This is another clip from another set of melons allegedly bought from Walmart and thrown away because they tasted strange. Do you realize they aren't breaking down and looking like raw meat? Melons aren't supposed to look like that, which has left almost everyone confused, as many in the forums argued that the government was killing us. There was also some who thought that this was normal and exactly what melons are supposed to look like when they dry out. Do we have any farmers or fruit experts among you who can confirm and educate us? We'll be reading in the comments.
This is a week later. It looks like mud. What's going on?
We all thought that electric cars were a significant upgrade from traditional manual vehicles, a leap forward in our quest for cleaner transportation. However, recent findings suggest that this upgrade might come with its own set of problems. Research has uncovered that lithium-ion batteries, which power these electric vehicles, can release harmful chemicals into the environment. These rechargeable lithium-ion batteries contain PFAS chemicals, often referred to as forever chemicals. These substances are notorious for their persistence. They don't break down over time and accumulate in the environment. This accumulation poses serious health risks, adding a new layer of concern to the environmental impact of electric vehicles. PFAS chemicals have been linked to various health issues, including increased risks of cardiovascular problems. As these chemicals leach into the soil and water from deteriorating or improperly disposed of batteries, they can contribute to broader public health concerns. The persistence of PFAS means that their effects could be long-lasting and widespread, making it a significant challenge to manage and mitigate their impact. We all know that the most haunted places are those associated with death and tragedy. It seems like ghosts and entities just thrive in such areas. In this footage, a man is driving by a cemetery when he notices something chilling. There's a woman in a white robe walking through the graveyard. Her head is bent down and her long black hair covers her face as she moves silently among the tombstones. Given the lore and stories surrounding graveyards and ghosts, this site raises many questions. Could this be an actual ghost, a restless spirit wandering the cemetery, or is it simply a woman walking through the graveyard for reasons unknown? The eerie atmosphere of the cemetery, combined with the sight of this mysterious figure, creates an unsettling scene. The idea of a ghostly apparition in such a place is not far-fetched, considering the countless tales of hauntings and paranormal activity linked to graveyards. But what do you think she is, human or ghost? Julius thinks she was edited and placed in there, but still, I would love to hear your thoughts. In Mexico, there's a famous entity known as La Llorona. This spirit of a woman is mostly seen weeping, and when people hear ominous cries at night, they often believe it's La Llorona. However, in this footage, a man encountered something entirely different.
No mames, miren esa madresota. No mames. ¿Quién eres, güey? No mames, ¿quién eres? ¡Ay, capaz de su puta madre! No mames!
At first, he heard strange sounds like a woman weeping and whimpering, but couldn't see what it was. He kept calling out to it, trying to locate the source of the eerie cries. Suddenly, emerging from the dark was a huge dark figure crawling toward him. Terrified, the man ran out of there as fast as he could. The question remains, what did he encounter? While the wailing matched the traditional description, the appearance of the large crawling figure deviates from the typical ghostly image. What do you think this dark figure could be?
No mames, miren esa madresota. No mames. ¿Quién eres, güey? No mames, ¿quién eres? Ay, capaz de su puta.
There are stories of creatures that make strange sounds to lure people toward them, only to attack or capture them. One such creature known for this behavior is the skinwalker. Apart from their ability to shapeshift, skinwalkers are said to use eerie sounds to draw people in. Take this footage, for instance. Someone was out one night when they began hearing a strange noise. It sounded like some sort of gurgling or choking sound. Yet as they looked ahead toward where the sound was coming from, there was no one and nothing in sight. The person scanned the area with their camera, but the source of the noise was nowhere in sight. The footage ends without revealing the source of the sound, leaving viewers to speculate. Some believe it was a genuine skinwalker encounter, citing the creature's notorious reputation for using sound to disorient and trap its victims. Others suggested it might have been an animal or even a clever hoax. As intriguing as these sound, I'd like to hear from you. What do you think of everything? Have you ever seen a cloud like this? An observer shared a video online of a very peculiar cloud formation that's left many people baffled. The cloud appears to have these straight, clean lines, almost as if it were shaped like a ruler. It's so perfectly outlined that it doesn't even seem real at first glance. It's not the typical, fluffy, irregular clouds we're used to seeing. This one looks unnaturally geometric, as though someone carved it out of the sky. Some people are suggesting it could be a rare atmospheric phenomenon, while others think it might be tied to some form of weather manipulation or even something more mysterious. Could this be natural, or is there something more going on here? Next, we visit India, where this clip was captured. What comes to mind when you see this? UFO? UAP? The individual who uploaded this believes it's an alien ship. It looks like a ship with lights beneath it. I'm not sure why it's that visible, because these ships usually have the ships trying to cloak themselves. This one, on the other hand, is doing the opposite, but you have to wonder, why are there so many UFO clips of late? Also, how come they're becoming bolder in their approach and not cloaking themselves? Are they sending us a message? Is there something we need to prep for? These thoughts keep me up at night.
There! Oh my goodness!
Behold the Dobson fly. With its long antennas on its head and wings with intricate patterns, it almost looks like a delicate dancer as it rotates on the girl's palm.
Oh, look at the baby! Oh, she's doing the spins! She's doing the spins!
The Dobson fly is known for its striking appearance and mesmerizing movements. These insects are large, with impressive wingspans and antennae that help them navigate their environment. They're agile too, capable of delicate rotations that add to their captivating charm. In its larvae stage, the Dobson fly lives underwater, feeding on other aquatic creatures. As adults, they emerge to feed on nectar and are often seen near bodies of water where they lay their eggs. Despite their imposing appearance, Dobson flies are harmless to humans and play an important role in their ecosystems. Cool, huh?
Oh, she's doing the spins. She's doing the spins. Hi. Hi there.
Walk to the end of this tunnel, see what's back here.
If you searched hard enough on your next visit to Los Angeles, you're sure to find an extensive network of abandoned tunnels that were used to secretly transport alcohol and other goods. There are an estimated 91 tunnels crisscrossing beneath the city that were originally constructed during the Prohibition era for the purpose of secret goods transport. Over the years, the tunnels have served various purposes beyond their initial use. They've been utilized for transportation, connecting key parts of the city, and providing passageways for utility conduits. These tunnels are a significant, albeit hidden, part of Los Angeles infrastructure. Today, many of these tunnels are inaccessible, either sealed off or restricted to the public. Despite this, they remain a fascinating element of the city's history, a testament to its adaptive and clandestine past. The stories and legends surrounding these tunnels continue to intrigue both locals and visitors, preserving their legacy as a mysterious and integral component of Los Angeles. A part of me wants to investigate these tunnels, but who knows what we'll find down there. That's without considering the laws we'll be breaking. Has any of you seen these tunnels? Any stories to share? This video is from China, and it's definitely raising eyebrows. In the footage, there are massive glowing lights illuminating the sky from behind the clouds. What's really odd is that the lights don't seem to be part of any cloud formation. They look too solid and focused to be natural. Some viewers are quick to say this could be evidence of a UFO hiding behind the clouds, using them as cover to stay out of sight. It's easy to see why people are drawn to the idea of something extraterrestrial. The way the lights hover and seem to move subtly makes it feel like there's something intentional about them. Could it be some kind of advanced technology at play, or maybe it's just a strange weather phenomenon? Whatever the case, the footage certainly leaves room for imagination.
Anyone know what this creature...
Remember this footage from a few videos ago? Well, we finally figured out what that mysterious creature is. This, my friend, is a bristleworm, specifically called a bearded fireworm. These little guys may look harmless, but don't be fooled, they're not to be touched. Their bristles can easily penetrate the skin, delivering a painful sting that feels like fire, hence the name. The sting can cause severe irritation, swelling, and a burning sensation that could last for hours or even days. These creatures are usually found in warm, shallow waters of the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, often hiding among coral reefs and rocky crevices. What makes them even more dangerous is how they feed. They scavenge on small sea creatures, and their venomous bristles are a defense mechanism against larger predators. Beautiful, but deadly. These worms remind us that nature's most vibrant colors often come with a warning. Would you dare get close to one if you saw it in the wild? Pigeons, like all birds, have wings and feathers. The clip I'm about to show you, however, features a pigeon that was captured with strange markings in its wings that were only visible under UV light. Enjoy. You see it, don't you? This naturally left all who saw it with questions. Could pigeons still be in use as spy birds? Have secret organizations found a way to alter their bodies to suit their needs? It's hard to say, but who can argue with evidence? It's right there, unless of course the whole thing is a hoax and someone is having a laugh seeing us trying to figure this out. As always, I showed this to my science whiz Julius, waiting to be teased, but instead he was quiet. That's his way of saying, I don't think this is real, but it's not impossible to pull off. You've seen it too. What do you think is going on here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Is this how full chicken is made or processed? In this clip, someone picked up a dressed chicken and inserts a strange-looking tube into it through the neck. As they pump the substance into the chicken, it swells up and looks plump, like a fat chicken. We're not sure what's being pumped into the chicken, but it certainly doesn't look healthy. The substance being injected could be anything from water to chemical fillers, which raises significant concerns about food safety and consumer health. It's alarming to think that this practice might be used to artificially enhance the appearance of poultry, making it seem more appealing and increasing its weight for higher sales. If true, this could mean that consumers are unknowingly buying adulterated products, potentially exposing themselves to harmful substances. Am I the only one worried about what's happening to our food recently? The person who shared this footage is convinced she captured a glimpse of a fairy. While out in the woods, immersed in nature, she noticed something unusual fluttering nearby. Despite struggling with her camera, she managed to capture the fleeting creature on film. The footage is quite blurry, making it difficult to discern the exact features of the insect. However, you can see a small, delicate creature darting through the air before landing gracefully on the grass. Its wings are particularly striking, resembling butterflies but with an enigmatic quality that sets them apart. The scene has an ethereal quality, leaving room for the imagination to wander. While it might simply be an extraordinary insect with an otherworldly appearance, the blurry footage invites speculation. Could this be a real fairy, or is it just an insect? This man set up a camera outside an abandoned house in the middle of the forest. He had just positioned it in front of the house as he was about to enter when he noticed something on top of the building. There was a pale creature crouched on all fours with a pair of glowing eyes. The creature looked eerily like the Rake, a notorious cryptid known for its unsettling appearance and predatory behavior. Its skin was almost translucent, giving it a ghostly, otherworldly look in the dim light. The creature's glowing eyes seemed to pierce through the darkness, adding to the menacing aura it exuded. The creature had a gaunt, almost skeletal frame, its head turned slowly, tracking the man's movements with an unnerving precision. The eyes never blinked, maintaining an unbroken stare that felt almost sentient. In a moment of panic, the man packed up and left. Do you think that was a Rake? A man was walking by a school when he noticed something strange. The school bus in the yard had children's figures running in it. However, it wasn't time for kids to be outside, and the bus wasn't meant for playing. So what exactly could be going on here? Curious, the man got closer to the bus to investigate, only to find out that what he thought were kids had eerily vanished from the bus. When he shared his story, those who heard it believed these figures were spirits of children who had passed away or childlike entities. However, skeptics argue that this could just be a well-crafted hoax. They suggest that reflections, shadows, or even projections could create the illusion of children inside the bus. Yet a similar incident occurred where a camera on a bus showed it filled with kids, and in the next second they'd all vanished. Is this a mere trick of light and shadow, or is something truly out of this world happening? Dogs protect their owners from physical harm, but what do you do when you can't see what your dogs are trying to protect you from? Confused? Well, watch this. It was a peaceful evening until the dog of the one filming started barking. Thinking someone might have snuck into the house, he quickly went to check the feed from his CCTV cameras, and what you're seeing on your screen is exactly what he saw. You do see it, don't you? Some invisible yet smoky and intangible being quickly ran across the compound or room. It repeats a few more times and there's still no tangible body in sight. The man is confused, and I can understand his confusion. I'm sure he was worried and thinking about what exactly had made its way to his home and how he could deal with it. Sure, he could trust his dog to deal with physical foes, but spiritual and intangible ones? Where does he go from there? Anyway, what do you think we could be dealing with? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section. This whitish creature was found in the sea. It is called a Barbie sea pig. They're a type of sea cucumber. Barbie sea pigs, known scientifically as scotoplanes, are fascinating creatures that inhabit the deep ocean. These soft-bodied animals are typically found on the ocean floor, particularly in the abyssal plains, at depths ranging from 1,200 to 5,000 meters, or 4,000 to 16,400 feet. Their unusual name comes from their resemblance to pigs, with their plump, elongated bodies and tube-like feet that give them a slight pig-like appearance. They're detritivores, meaning they feed on the organic material that settles on the ocean floor, such as decaying plant and animal matter. By doing this, they help recycle nutrients and maintain the health of the deep-sea environment. Barbie sea pigs have adapted to their harsh, high-pressure, low-light habitat with some interesting features. Their bodies are mostly translucent, and they use their tube feet not just for movement, but also to sense their environment. Additionally, they can inflate and deflate their bodies, which helps them navigate the soft sediment on the ocean floor. Census as far back as 1996. In the clip, we see an individual moving through the forest. The clip has this old film look that's supposed to authenticate the fact that it's an old video. We can tell you that whoever is filming this is looking for something, but what? Well, finding an answer wouldn't take too long because after a few seconds, we see it. There's a strange-looking creature lying in the grass. It doesn't look like any creature or animal known to us. I mean, it does look like a giant ant without all the extra limbs, but that's definitely not normal. Without me saying anything, you can already tell that this has definitely gotta be an alien. According to the individual who sent this in, the military shot down an identified flying object in January 1996. The UFO then crashed in a small town in Southeast Asia. Days later, a group of friends discover one and the military steps in. They succeed in catching the aliens, but one of the military gets attacked by an alien and ends up dying. And for some reason, the aliens also die when captured. The military then carefully packages their corpses and transports it to an undisclosed location. I know what you're thinking. If this is true, why didn't anyone make noise about it? Why are we hearing it after close to 3 decades? Also, who took the clip, and how do we have it now? So many questions, yet no answers. Someone mentioned there's a documentary of this on Amazon and Apple TV+, but I couldn't find it. If any of you know anything about this or have seen the documentary, please let us know in the comments section. If this is true, well, it changes everything.
¿Dónde estás? ¿Necesitas ayuda?
This clip is chilling for a number of reasons. It was recorded by a man who was walking home one evening until his path was interrupted by an unusual rain followed by a woman crying in the distance. I mean, he could hear the woman cry but didn't see her. Also, the rain only appeared at that spot. Scared and a bit intrigued, he started to record, but for a few seconds until he realized it was not safe standing there. The big question on his mind was, just what had he encountered? To answer that, we visit the epic tale of La Llorona, as she's the only one who can fit into this situation. If you're new here and don't know who she is, La Llorona is a legendary figure in Latin American folklore, often depicted as the ghost of a woman who wanders near rivers crying for her lost children. The story tells of a woman, Maria, who drowned her children in a fit of rage or despair after being abandoned by her lover, only to realize her mistake too late. Condemned to search them forever, her weeping and wailing echo through the night. La Llorona serves as a cautionary tale, warning children to stay away from dangerous waters and reminding adults of the consequences of reckless decisions. Her story varies by region, but she is universally recognized as a tragic, haunting figure. The water, the weeping, and the strange, eerie feel simply fit her modus operandi, if I can even call it that. Either way, my team is convinced it's got to be her. What say you?
¿Dónde estás? ¿Necesitas ayuda?
Take a look at this fascinating creature. It almost looks like an invisible eel. This unique organism is called a leptocephalus, and it's actually the larvae stage of an eel. Leptocephali are transparent and flat, making them look otherworldly as they glide through the water. Their almost see-through bodies are an adaptation for survival, helping them avoid predators in their ocean habitat. Despite their ghostly appearance, these larvae eventually grow into familiar eels that live in both freshwater and saltwater environments. Isn't it incredible how nature creates such bizarre and fascinating forms? What do you think of this invisible eel? Late one night, while driving home, a man saw something on the side of the road that made his heart skip a beat. There, illuminated by his headlights, was a woman dressed in white. Her head was bowed, causing her long dark hair to fall like a curtain over her face. Her hands were clasped in front of her, adding to the eeriness of the scene. As he drove by, the woman did not move. She didn't even glance at the car passing by. It was as if she was frozen in time. The sight sent chills down his spine. Who or what was she? Was she some sort of entity, a ghostly apparition, or just a random woman standing by the roadside? But then why would anyone stand at the side of the road in the middle of the night, especially in such an unsettling manner? He kept glancing in his rearview mirror, half expecting her to suddenly appear closer or to start following his car, but she remained still, a solitary figure in the darkness. Who do you think she is? Still on hauntings, dolls are one of the things that can easily be possessed. In this footage, a man visits a doll shop filled with vintage dolls. These aren't brand new, they have an eerie, old-fashioned look to them. He brought along a heat vision camera to scan the whole place. When the camera was pointed at him and his friend, they both appeared with an orange color indicating heat and essentially life. As they scanned the dolls, none showed any signs of heat, except for one. This particular doll appeared to have the same orange heat signature as the living people in the room. Dolls are lifeless, so how is this possible? Possession. The idea of a possessed doll is not something new. Many stories and legends speak of dolls harboring spirits or entities. They're believed to be an easy vessel for spirits to inhabit due to their human-like appearance. The heat signature could indicate some form of energy or presence within the doll, which aligns with tales of possession. Is it possible that a spirit or entity has taken residence in this doll, giving it an inexplicable warmth, or is there a more mundane explanation we're overlooking?
Oh, how cool.
What?
I mean, oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
I can't believe that's a living thing.
Of the body looks different from the ladder.
So this is one of the weirdest and strangest things we're gonna see today, and you should be glad. I must say that the first time I saw it, it made my skin crawl, but after getting through those first few minutes, I started to admire their beauty. This might be a siphonophore, and those who are unfamiliar with the term, it refers to a fascinating colonial marine organism belonging to the phylum Cnidaria, which also includes jellyfish and coral. Despite looking like a single creature, a siphonophore is actually a collection of specialized interconnected zooids that function together as one entity. Each zooid plays a specific role, such as feeding, reproduction, or movement, and they cannot survive independently. Found in the deep sea, these creatures are marvels of biological cooperation and adaptation. I haven't seen these types before, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyone with any info on this, let us know in the comments section.
Oh, how cool. What? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
I can't believe that's a living thing.
Of the body looks different from the ladder.
A man woke up in the middle of the night and gets some water when he heard the dogs in the area barking and howling incessantly. Curious and slightly alarmed, he looked out of his window to see what might be causing the commotion. That's when he noticed something unusual. There was a dark figure standing eerily still among the bushes in the middle of the neighborhood. The man, who was filming from the vantage point of a story building, had a clear view of the area and the mysterious figure. It stood motionless. What could this figure be? Was it just a trick of the light, a passerby, or perhaps something more enigmatic that stirred the dogs? Back in 2023, a NASA satellite captured something extraordinary, a dark, long mass attaching itself to the sun. Now, we all know that the sun is a massive ball of fire of energy, so this sight is quite intriguing. Some people believe this dark mass is some sort of alien technology, perhaps a device that's sucking energy from the sun. The idea of aliens harvesting solar energy sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? However, the Julius kind had a different take. One commented on this. A solar tornado is a phenomenon where solar material gets twisted into a tornado-like shape by the sun's magnetic fields. It's a natural event, but still incredibly fascinating to watch. The forces at play on the sun are immense, creating these dramatic and powerful structures. So what do you think? Is this dark mass an alien energy siphoning device, or just a natural solar phenomenon? Researchers were out exploring a cave in Mexico when they stumbled upon something extraordinary. They discovered the remains of a dog-like creature, but this wasn't your typical dog. Its jaws were lined with sharp teeth, and it had 4 legs, looking quite fierce even in its skeletal form. Now here's where things get really interesting. Some people believe these remains could belong to the legendary chupacabra, a cryptid from Mexican folklore. The chupacabra is often described as a blood-sucking creature that preys on livestock, and sightings have been reported for years, though evidence has always been elusive. Initial examinations showed that while this creature had some canine features, there were significant differences. The teeth were sharper and more pointed, ideal for tearing flesh, and the bones showed signs of a creature that had a powerful build. So what do you think? Could this really be the remains of the legendary chupacabra, or is there another explanation for this strange discovery? Recently, a massive fire broke out in the Los Angeles hills, drawing emergency responders to the scene. After the fire was extinguished, firefighters discovered a body on the property. Neighbors in the area have claimed that the property belonged to none other than William Rothschild, a member of one of the wealthiest families in the world. The revelation has sparked widespread speculation and concern, especially given the family's prominence and the unusual circumstances surrounding the fire. Could this be a tragic accident, or is there more to the story? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Speaking of UFOs, there is a fascinating clip recorded in Dubai back in 2021. It was nighttime, lightning flickered across the sky, briefly illuminating the surroundings, and that's when this appeared. The footage shows a strange object in the sky. It looks like an upside-down pyramid with its tip broken off and floating upward. With each flicker of lightning, the object inches closer to the missing piece until it reconnects, completing the shape of a perfectly inverted pyramid. What could this be? A cleverly disguised man-made structure? A strange atmospheric phenomenon? Or is this something more extraordinary, perhaps an alien craft? Stepping away from all things demonic, we look to the sky. You see it too, don't you? That cloud definitely looks like a man in motion. Is this just a case of pareidolia, or do we really have something on our hands? See, I'm not saying much about this one. You guys are going to do that in the comments section. This video is rumored to showcase a skinwalker, you know, the creature from Native American folklore known for its ability to shapeshift. In the footage, there's something strange riding a horse along the seashore. The creature looks off, almost unnatural as it gallops by. Its appearance seems distorted, and the way it moves feels unsettling, like something isn't quite right. Now, some people are claiming this could be edited footage, which would explain why it looked so strange and unreal, but then again, there's always the possibility that it could be something unexplained. What do you think? This next footage comes from a home security camera setup in the backyard overlooking the shed and parked car. There is a strange figure moving about inside the shed. The figure appeared humanoid but was cloaked in a long black robe. Its face was grotesque, distorted in an eerie way, and as it moved, it looked upward directly toward the camera, almost as if it knew it was being watched. The eyes also appeared unnaturally shiny and did not seem like it would be a reflection. Could this be a witch, as some might speculate? Yeah, this gave me the heebie-jeebies too. It was sent in by a subscriber who was stating he captured it, and while I found this to be interesting given the size of the thing, Julius was just not buying it. According to him, there's no way anyone would get close to a snake that size and walk away unscathed when it's awake and staring at you. Also, it looked like it hadn't recently eaten, which would have made the individual capturing this a tempting source of food, even if swallowing and digesting would have been a problem. He also states that the clip is almost too cinematic and perfect. The only way this could work, according to him, is if both the snake and the one filming had come to an agreement to do this, which is very unlikely. In other words, he doesn't think this is legit. But Julius is Julius. What do you guys also think? The internet is filled with bizarre and unsettling content, much of which remains unexplained. Take this video, for example. It's downright creepy. In the footage, you see a man sitting in a dimly lit room, eating hastily from a bowl with a large cooking ladle. As you focus on him, someone dressed in a dark robe with a cotton mask over their head appears from behind. This person stands next to the man, gently patting him on the back as he continues to eat. What's even more disturbing is the man seems to be crying while eating. On the table in front of him, the contents of the bowl have spilled, giving the whole scene an eerie, chaotic vibe. As the video continues, another figure dressed identically to the first joins in, also patting the man's back in an almost ritualistic manner. Rumors circulating online suggest that this man might be forced into cannibalism. Some even speculate that he could be eating members of his own family. However, there's no confirmation of this, as the whole video remains a mystery. The whole scene is unsettling, from the cryptic behavior of the robed figures to the man's distressed demeanor. What do you think is happening here? Could this be some dark ritual, or is it all just a staged, eerie performance? While you share your thoughts on that, you might want to take a look at this. What comes to mind when you see this? The individual who uploaded this apparently saw this individual or being at a car park while waiting and concluded it was not human. According to the uploader, the image doesn't do him justice. There was an apparent ominous feeling coming from the vehicle the person was in. That, coupled with the scary face, made the uploader conclude that the man might in fact be a demon. Not sure how realistic that is, but many in the paranormal shared similar experiences and stated they believed what the uploader was saying. You've seen the image as well. What do you also think? Manchester, UK, where a commercial airline pilot saw something unusual. He looked around and saw what appeared to be a blue orb hovering around the airport. He's not able to take a clear picture until the thing lands. According to eyewitness accounts, security saw the sphere as well and started to approach it. Once they started to, however, the orb started to move and then flew off. Naturally, everyone was shaken and a bit perplexed about the whole thing, but that's not the crazy part. No official communique has been issued concerning this, and all other unofficial sources sharing it are getting censored. At least, that's what the person who shared the clip said. If this whole thing is to be believed, why is the government trying to keep info about this down? Also, what exactly is this sphere? Well, no one knows, but many in the paranormal community think it's a UAP, and I'm tempted to think the same if this is real. The big question now is this authentic? Let's hear you out. This next clip looks like footage we've shared before, but it's starting to go viral again, and we thought we should look at it once more. It comes from a security camera positioned just outside a front door, providing a clear view of the front yard and the glass door leading into the house. The homeowner, who was out at the time, received an alert notifying her of movement inside her home. When she checked the camera feed, this is what she saw. Inside her house was a faint, translucent figure resembling a little girl. The figure lingered for a moment, then slowly vanished into thin air. The homeowner lives alone, so there's no possibility of it being her child or anyone else who might have been in the house. So who or what is that? Some things in life just cannot be explained. This woman was seen by a body of water pressing down on something. You'd never guess what it was unless you saw it for yourself. She was performing chest compressions on a fish. Yeah, you heard that right. CPR on a fish. I think she found the fish stranded on the sand, not far from the water's edge. Instead of just tossing the fish back into the sea, this woman decided to try and revive it using CPR. It's quite the sight to see someone giving life-saving compressions to a fish, but her intentions were undoubtedly pure. Who's going to tell her that fish don't exactly benefit from CPR? It's one of those moments where you can't help but admire her dedication and hope, even if the method is unconventional. There are a lot of creatures that stem from ancient mythology and even stories. One such creature is the griffin. The griffin is a four-legged creature with the body of a lion and the head of a bird. The individual who uploaded this footage believes this is a griffin, but this creature's body doesn't exactly look like a lion, but it does have four legs and a bird-like head. It looks somewhat real, but I'm tempted to lean more on the possibility of it being an AI creation. Even so, I can't help but wonder if there could be some truth to their existence. The griffin has always been a part of mythology for centuries, originating in ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Greece, and Egypt. It was often depicted as a powerful and majestic creature, symbolizing strength and protection. That leaves me wondering, did someone actually see one, or was it imagined and passed down? Share your thoughts. Take a look at what someone found right outside their house on the lawn. The footage shows glowing balls of light hovering slightly above the grass, moving about in an almost deliberate manner. It was late at night, and the area was completely still. No people, no noise, just these strange luminous orbs drifting in the air. As the person zooms in, the footage becomes a bit blurry, but one thing is clear. These aren't fireflies. The glow is too surreal, too large, and far too unusual to be mistaken for any typical insect. We've all heard the associations glowing orbs often bring to mind these days. Aliens. Could this be more evidence of extraterrestrial presence, or is there a natural explanation that we're missing? What do you think? A man caught a fish and decided to take a closer look at it. As he held the fish and pried its mouth wide open, something unexpected happened. Out came several smaller fish and even some stones. The fish had swallowed all these things, an odd combination of prey and debris. It's not every day you see a fish hoarding such a mix of items in its belly. So I've got a bonus question for you all today. What could this fish be? If you know it, it's time to claim your bragging rights in the comments section and educate us all. We'll be looking out for the genius who answers this one. All the best. This footage was taken back in 2021 in Russia by some guys who were taking a walk after sundown. In the sky was this comet-looking light that seemed to be approaching the ground. As the comet-like object got closer, they heard a loud noise and then its shape changed dramatically. It now looked like a jellyfish, with the trail behind it becoming coiled and the head part expanding into what appeared to be thick white smoke of some sort. No one knows what this could have been, whether it was some sort of light display, an explosion, or even something alien-related remains a mystery. On second thought, if that was a light display, people would have known about it because they would have been told. So if it's neither of these, could it have been a rocket launch where the changing shape and bright trails were caused by the stages of the rocket burning off? Seems plausible, but they would have known if there was a rocket launch nearby. Maybe it was just a meteor breaking up upon entering Earth's atmosphere, causing the loud noise and the spectacular light show. Julius is skeptical about this as well. I'm out of ideas. What do you think this is? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments. Moving on to an innovation in our own timeline, we turn our attention to Serbia, where liquid trees have become a wonder. Yes, you heard that right, liquid trees. In a remarkable step towards combating urban air pollution, Dr. Ivan Spasacek from Serbia has introduced an innovative solution known as the liquid tree. This groundbreaking project, launched in Belgrade, one of Serbia's most polluted cities, aims to tackle the pressing issues of air quality. The liquid tree is essentially a bioreactor that uses water and microalgae to mimic the natural process of photosynthesis. These microalgae absorb carbon dioxide and heavy metals from the air, effectively reducing pollution and producing oxygen. This liquid tree innovation offers more than just environmental benefits. Designed with urban functionality in mind, these installations feature benches, USB chargers, and nightlights, making them not only eco-friendly, but also practical additions to public spaces. Just imagine walking through a bustling city and finding a spot where you can sit, charge your devices, and breathe in cleaner air. These features make the liquid trees a multifunctional asset, enhancing the quality of urban life while actively working to improve air quality. While this sounds futuristic and amazing, someone in the comments section asked a profound question. What's wrong with normal trees? I did some research and found that while traditional trees are invaluable for the environmental, offering shade, cooling temperatures, absorbing carbon dioxide, and releasing oxygen, there are scenarios where planting them is challenging. Urban areas, for example, often grapple with space limitations, poor soil quality, and other factors that hinder tree growth. Liquid trees are designed not to replace, but to complement normal trees. They serve as an additional tool to help tackle air pollution and climate change, especially in environments where traditional tree planting is impractical. Cool, huh?
Rh-negative children, babies, adults, have a significantly higher copper content. Copper conducts energy much faster than iron does. That would give explosive power, very, very, very fast and intense, but then worn out.
So in this clip, we got a man talking about individuals with Rh-negative blood. The last time I heard about this, it had to do with the dangers of pregnancy. This man, however, has a different take. According to him, people with Rh-negative blood possess unique traits, including heightened intuition, intelligence, or even explosive power. Scientifically, Rh-negative blood simply lacks the Rh factor, a protein found in red blood cells and accounts for about 15% of the population. I asked Julius about it, and he stated that the idea of explosive power may stem from pseudoscience or speculative claims linking Rh-negative individuals to extraordinary physical or mental abilities. However, no scientific evidence supports such claims. Rh-negative blood does have medical significance, particularly in pregnancy, where Rh incompatibility between mother and baby can lead to complications if not managed with treatment. Beyond that, any connection to explosive traits remains in the realm of folklore and speculation. At least that's what Julius says, but do you think he and all the scientists are wrong? Could Rh-negative individuals be the key to unlocking superpowers? Let's hear your thoughts on this one.
Rh-negative children, babies, adults, have a significantly higher copper content. Copper conducts energy much faster than iron does. That would give explosive power, very, very, very fast and intense, but then worn out.
In Japanese culture, there's an urban legend about the slit-mouthed woman, Kuchisaki Onna. These women are said to roam the streets wearing masks to hide the grotesque slit mouths they have underneath. In this particular video, a man and a woman are behind the camera hiding behind a car. They're filming this strange woman wearing a mask and standing in front of a house. She's looking down at the ground and appears to be talking to herself. There's something off about her, but the moment gets even creepier when she notices them. Without warning, the woman charges at them aggressively, her movements fast and unnatural. They panicked and immediately ran to get away from her, with the camera shaking as they fled the scene. What do you make of this? Could it be a prank, or is this an actual encounter with the infamous slit-mouthed woman? An adventurer was out in the woods at night, likely hoping to capture something thrilling, but his adventure was cut short when he started hearing eerie sounds. It wasn't just any sound, it was the screams of a woman yelling, "Help me." He looked around, searching for any signs of someone in distress, but found nothing. Feeling uneasy, he quickly left and returned home. In the comments, one person shared a chilling experience. The person yelling in the woods, "I heard the same thing. A woman. It was very scary, actually. Still comes to mind after 5 years." Many people in the paranormal community would call this a classic case of skinwalker activity. Skinwalkers are said to mimic the sounds of humans to lure in the next victim. But what would you do if you heard someone calling for help in the woods, especially in the dead of night? Would you investigate or trust your gut and leave? A homeowner in South Carolina experienced something truly unsettling when he was jolted awake by eerie noises echoing outside in the middle of the night. Rather than risk going outside, he opted to check his porch's security camera footage, and what he found was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. The video didn't reveal any visible creatures, but it captured the haunting sounds that filled the night air. These were no ordinary animal calls. The noise had a strange and unsettling quality, a mix of long, drawn-out howls and low, rumbling growls. It was the kind of sound that immediately sparked curiosity and fear in those who heard it. Many viewers of the footage commented that it resembled the vocalizations commonly associated with cryptids like Bigfoot or the mysterious Dogman. Some even speculated the eerie howls might belong to a werewolf. One viewer suggested it could be a black bear, while another thought it might be the call of the mountain lion. But the combination of those deep growls and bone-chilling howls left many baffled. What could this be? Speaking of haunting spirits, take a look at this clip. In the clip, we are introduced to what looks like a bathroom. A few seconds in, we see the door shaking vigorously. The one who uploaded the clip states that this happened multiple times in the night and it freaked him out. It turns out there's one at the other side of the door. This led to his conclusion that the place was haunted and he left. Do you think there would have been a more logical explanation, or do you agree with him and would have left too? Let's hear your thoughts on this one. Driving late at night on the highway can be an exhilarating experience. The roads are mostly empty, free of traffic and people, which makes it easy to speed along. But no matter how empty it seems, you still need to be cautious. One woman learned this the hard way. She was driving down the highway in the middle of the night with her dash cam recording everything. Cruising at high speed, something shocking happened. A person suddenly appeared right in front of her vehicle out of nowhere. Take a closer look at the footage. There's no one on the road one moment, and then the figure just materializes. The woman, thinking fast, swerved to avoid the person. Thankfully, there was no other cars around, and she managed to escape the encounter unscathed. But here's the thing. How could someone just appear like that in the middle of the road? It doesn't seem possible for it to be an actual person. Many drivers have reported similar incidents, claiming to see mysterious figures on highways late at night. Some believe these are ghosts or spirits, and it's said that their sudden appearances sometimes lead to accidents. What do you think? Could this really be a spirit haunting the road? In the next footage, a man was filming the night sky when something strange happened. As he panned his camera, he noticed a shadowy figure seemingly falling from the sky. The figure plummeted silently and disappeared behind a tall building in the distance. It's hard to tell what exactly this could be. Was it some kind of creature, a bird, maybe even something paranormal? The way it fell was eerie, almost too smooth for a human or animal. Some people might speculate that it might be a malfunctioning drone, but without any clear footage or follow-up, it's difficult to say for sure. What do you think could explain such an unsettling sight? Imagine exploring the woods at night and hearing this sound. I don't know about you, but I have a feeling my blood may run dry. This was captured, or should I say recorded, by a man who was just outside the woods one evening. It didn't sound like any sound he was accustomed to hearing, but that wouldn't be the last time he heard it. Naturally, the odd sounds began to worry him, and he took the internet to ask for help. Many who heard it were convinced either a Bigfoot or a dogman was responsible for the sounds. Personally, I can understand why he thought that, but let's hear your thoughts. What do you think? If you love kayaking, then this clip is for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's one big boy. I'm not sure how anyone could escape from this thing when it's at full speed and hungry and angry. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Most people see alligators and don't realize how big crocs can get. The last thing any of us here should be doing is getting into a river with a croc in it. As scary as this guy is, he's not the largest we've seen. But be safe and careful out there, okay?
Yeah? And some kind of desiccated, grayish-brownish skin. The eyes appear to have had very shallow eye sockets, and it was examined via X-rays in a laboratory in Cusco, Peru, and that is where they were able to find out that there are sinuses inside, and again, there are shallow eye sockets.
What you are looking at is believed to be the head of an alien. This peculiar artifact was discovered in Nazca, Peru, a region known for its enigmatic history and archaeological wonders. The head is remarkably small, elongated, and roughly the size of a potato. Its unique features include very shallow circles thought to represent eye sockets and skin that is extremely dry and brownish in appearance, likely due to extensive desiccation over time. When experts examined the head, they discovered the presence of sinuses within it, a characteristic that adds to the mystery. Whether this artifact represents an unknown species, a clever hoax, or something else entirely remains a topic of speculation and debate.
And some kind of desiccated, grayish-brownish skin. The eyes appear to have had very shallow eye sockets, and it was examined via X-rays in a laboratory in Cusco, Peru, and that is where they were able to find out that there are sinuses inside, and again, there are shallow eye sockets.
Take a look at this incredible phenomenon. Mushrooms that transform into birds. It's truly astonishing to watch. One moment you're looking at a cluster of ordinary mushrooms, and in the blink of an eye, they undergo a breathtaking transformation into birds. Just imagine the marvel of witnessing such a change in real time. The transformation is so fluid and convincing that it almost feels like magic. The mushrooms begin to shift and morph, their textures and colors blending seamlessly into the form of birds. It's as if nature itself is performing a spellbinding dance of creation. Now, while this might look like something straight out of a fantasy film, well, of course, it's actually CGI. The level of detail and realism in the animation is truly impressive. We always have to be very vigilant and conscious of our surroundings, no matter how comfortable the atmosphere is. Take a look at this footage that was taken in Australia. A family spent the weekend at a beach house. One night, they were out by the sea taking pictures and goofing around. The mother was recording videos of her two kids. You can see the little boy running around all happy, which reminds me of the good old days. Sorry, I digressed. Now, in this clip here, the little girl is making silly faces at the camera. Everything seems normal until the family reviews the footage and notices something chilling. There behind the little girl is a pale creature crouched on all fours. They hadn't even noticed or sensed anything was off that day. The only evidence of this creature being there was captured in the footage. The creature's appearance is eerie and unsettling, with its pale, almost translucent skin and elongated limbs. The family was shocked and terrified when they discovered this in their video. This sighting has sparked a lot of speculation. Some suggest it might be a cryptid like the infamous rake, while others think it could be a hoax. However, given the family's genuine reaction and the fact that they didn't notice the creature at the time, it's hard to dismiss this as mere fabrication. Could this be evidence of a mysterious creature lurking near the beach house, or is this family trying to mislead us for their 5 minutes of fame? Share your thoughts. And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I'll see you in the next one.